Week 13 waiver wire is here, and we're starting with Roshan Johnson from the Chicago Bears. Another touchdown, 3 in the last 5 games. He's not getting a lot of attempts, but we've seen the offense is taking an uptick in performance now that Caleb Williams is taking some strides forward. So that's really what this is about, getting ahead of that, knowing that there's going to be some injuries potentially. And if that happens, this team has clearly showed that they trust him. And I think he's going to get the ball plenty if that time does come. He will step up to the challenge, and I think we can trust him in our lineups. And, this week they're going up against the rival Lions team here. Anything could happen in that matchup, and a lot of exciting games for this next slate coming up here. We've got a full slate this week, but you see the first line that I've got is the week 14 bye fill-ins. We're going to have 6 teams on bye. You can see at the bottom row of our waiver graphic here. So we're going to have to watch out for that. We got Baltimore, Denver, Houston, Indy, New England, and Washington on bye. So you're going to be wanting to look ahead at who's got some injuries, who's got these buys that you want to make sure that you're getting ahead of. So it may be hard to stash all these players if you are looking ahead and trying to get some of these players who are on bye. Devon Vele, he's another player who will be on bye this next week, but he's a guy where I was talking about Caleb Williams taking a step forward. Well, Bo Nix, he's been taking a lot of step forwards most of this season. So I'm very comfortable. You can see here, Vele is the second in targets with 9, right behind Courtland Sutton's 10, 80 yards. So he's starting to put some things together and is looking really good, I would say. So young player, I would be wanting to stash him if I could afford it. So just one of those things where this next week of buys really may get in the way of some things for folks trying to make some stash plays. But that's a player that I like what they're doing. Another wide receiver is doing really well, Nick Westbrook-Ikine from the Tennessee Titans. And in his matchup, he has been very consistent with the touchdowns, just like I was saying with Roshan Johnson. Another touchdown for Nick Westbrook-Ikine in his past game, 48 yards, 5 targets. He's been averaging at least 4 targets the past few weeks. So this is a guy where outside of Ridley and Tyler Boyd, it's Westbrook-Ikine. Those are the primary guys. Yeah, there's some Pollard action, but Will Levis kind of leans more towards the pass. And next we've got MBS. I went with some more hyphenated names there. MBS, he was balling out before their bye week, so they're coming back this week from their bye fresh. Alec Pierce, he's a guy who I think is, now that Josh Downs injured, I think Alec Pierce is going to be in a good spot to step up if Downs doesn't make it back. Only one catch. They had a big shot that, Anthony Richardson missed on. It could have been a big difference there. Pittman's going to do most of the pickup work for Downs being out. It does sound likely that Downs will miss. So, that's someone that you could go with, Alec Pierce. And then for the Washington Commanders, Jeremy McNichols. Okay, we've got 2 Commanders that went down in this game. Brian Robinson did return, but Eckler at the very end of the game took a hard shot, and he is just unlikely to play this next game. So we've seen McNichols be productive in a couple games this year. So I'm good with picking up McNichols. He got a few attempts in this last game to match Eckler's yardage, but if you're in a pinch for this week only, I would rock with McNichols because Washington is also one of those teams that has a bye. So it may be a little bit tough to hold long term. But a guy that I definitely will want to hold long term is Noah Gray. This may be more for a dynasty play. 2 weeks in a row, Noah Gray has walked away with 2 touchdowns. That's not sustainable. We all understand that without having to dig into it too much. But yardage leader, touchdown leader for the Chiefs in this past game, 4 for 4 on catches and targets. So we're seeing Gray 28 snaps to Kelsey's 38 snaps. So they're using 2 tight end sets, and I'm starting to think this may actually be sustainable. Not the touchdowns, but just the usage. It's pretty much these top 4 at the wide receiver spot that the Chiefs are leaning on. So Noah Gray, that's an option. And then we'll go on to Luke Schoonmaker, who for the Dallas Cowboys, we saw Jake Ferguson was out with concussion. And Schoonmaker in this game only 4 targets for 3 catches, 55 yards and a touchdown. But the previous game he had 10 targets. He may be the tight end of the future, just like with Noah Gray. So someone that you definitely want to stash in a dynasty league. So that'll do it for the Week 13 waiver wire ads. Good luck this week, and be looking out for those buys in the next coming weeks. Be stashing those one injury away running backs and some of those sleeper rookies. And like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.